Have you ever caught yourself looking in the mirror with that judgmental look, that automatic thought that says, "Why did I let this happen? Why can't I control myself? Look how I look." Well, maybe you've never said it out loud, but inside your head, these phrases echo loudly. And you know what's worse? This constant self-criticism, this guilt that builds up with every meal, with every gram on the scale, not only keeps you from feeling lighthearted, but can also be preventing you from truly, lastingly losing weight. Yes, I know this may sound strange. How can feeling guilty hinder weight loss? But the truth is, our bodies respond directly to how we feel. And when guilt becomes routine, it affects our metabolism, hormones, eating behavior, and most importantly, our motivation. And before we continue, I need to remind you, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity to subscribe now, because what we talk about here isn't just about losing weight. It's about understanding your body, respecting your mind, and truly transforming your habits. So click the button, activate the bell, because I'm sure this content can be a game changer for you. Coming back, when someone constantly blames themselves for their own body, they tend to fall into vicious cycles. The most common of these is restriction followed by compulsion. The person spends days punishing themselves with extremely strict diets, depriving themselves of everything they enjoy, carrying the weight of obligation, until at some point they give in. Comes something off plan, sometimes just a little bit, and that's enough to trigger another wave of guilt. And what comes next? More punishment, more dieting, more discouragement, more fear of failure. It's a cycle that hurts, exhausts, and makes the body realize it's under constant threat. And do you know what happens to your metabolism when it realizes this? It slows down, it stores, it resists. That's why when we talk about healthy weight loss, it's not just about what you eat. It's about how you feel about what you eat. It's about your relationship with food and, most importantly, with yourself. Have you ever thought about this? Now tell me, how many times have you started a diet motivated by body shame? How many times have you looked at a photo of yourself and thought, "Now I'm going to change because I can't stand seeing myself like this anymore"? And then you started full of rules, cutting everything out, isolating yourself from social movements, sometimes eating in secret, avoiding the mirror, avoiding the clothes you liked, and after a while, everything went back to square one. This happens because when change starts with self-criticism, it doesn't stick. It's as if you're trying to build something on cracked ground. Self-compassion, on the other hand, is the strongest foundation for lasting change. It doesn't mean settling, but rather recognizing that your body has a history, a rhythm, a context, and that your journey is unique. When you stop punishing yourself and start listening to yourself, everything changes. You start eating with more presence. You start noticing when you're truly hungry and when you're just trying to fill an emotional void. You start moving not out of obligation, but because you realize how good it feels. And above all, you learn to celebrate each small achievement, not just the number on the scale. And if you've made it this far, it's because something inside you knows this path is different. So tell me in the comments, have you ever felt trapped in this cycle of guilt and punishment? Have you tried to change your body based on pain and couldn't maintain it? Or maybe you're experiencing this right now. Right below. Let's talk, because I'm sure you're not alone. Oh, and stay with me, because in the next part of this video, we'll talk about practical strategies to break this cycle and build a healthier relationship with your body and food. And look, these are simple but powerful actions that will help you regain control with ease, awareness, and real results. If you're tired of starting and stopping, feeling like a hostage to the scale, living in the yo-yo effect, looking at yourself in the mirror with sadness, then this next part will open a new perspective. Don't miss it. And in the meantime, like the video here, because this kind of content needs to reach more people. If you believe that weight loss starts from the inside out, share this video with someone who needs to hear it too. Now tell me, what would you say to yourself if you could look at yourself more kindly? What words would you use if you treated your body as an ally and not an enemy? Reflect on this. And if you'd like, comment here with a kind phrase for yourself. Let's spread more acceptance, more truth, and less guilt on this journey of transformation. In the next part, you'll discover what to do daily to truly change, without extremes and without sabotaging yourself. We'll see you there. And this is where many people get lost, trying to force results without first healing their relationship with their own image. with their own history. Because when you look in the mirror and only see mistakes, excess, failure, it's as if your body were an enemy to be defeated. But what if, starting today, you started to see it as an ally, a body that doesn't need to be punished, but understood, that doesn't want to fight you, but is simply trying to protect you, in the way it knows how, even if that means storing fat in response to stress, pain, or fear of restriction. And believe me, this body you have today, just as it is the perfect starting point for any transformation. You don't need to hate yourself to change. Quite the opposite. The most consistent, profound transformations, the ones that truly last over time, always begin with love and respect, not with fad diets, not with guilt, not with shame. So perhaps what's preventing you from losing weight isn't a lack of discipline, but rather excessive pressure. Perhaps you're stuck in a cycle where every attempt becomes another way to punish yourself. And when this happens, the body realizes it's under attack and goes into defense mode. It retains fluids, slows metabolism, increases production of cortisol, the stress hormone, and with it comes fatigue, anxiety, and binge eating. It's an emotional and physiological domino effect. Therefore, the first step may not be cutting calories, but cutting the guilt. It's not about giving up bread. It's about letting go of hating yourself for eating it. It's about realizing that self-care doesn't require the burden of perfection, but the lightness of progress. Have you ever tried eating without guilt? Have you allowed yourself to feel pleasure while eating, without immediately thinking, I'll have to make up for it later? What if, instead of starting another diet on Monday, you started a commitment to your self-esteem today? And it's not about ignoring excesses or pretending bad habits don't affect your body. Of course they do. But it's about breaking out of the mental prison that turns every mistake into a sentence. Because making mistakes is part of the process. Overeating one day is part of the process. Having relapses is part of the process. What can no longer be part of the process is this idea that you'll only be worthy of loving yourself when you reach your ideal weight. You are worthy now. And it's from this dignity that true change begins. So I invite you, in the coming days, observe your relationship with the scale, with the mirror, with your thoughts when you get dressed. Do you embrace yourself or judge yourself? Do you motivate yourself or belittle yourself? This internal dialogue is the ground where your change will grow. Take care of it. In the next part, I'll share with you 3 simple but transformative attitudes to break this cycle of self-sabotage and build a routine that respects your body, mind, and emotions. These aren't hard and fast rules. These are turning points. And if you apply them consistently, you'll notice that weight loss happens, and it happens in a gentle, sustainable, and, above all, liberating way. If this content has made sense to you so far, comment below with your thoughts. Start over. This word is powerful. It marks the beginning of a new phase, a phase where you no longer need to be your own enemy, a phase where every step counts, no matter how small, and share this video with someone who needs to stop blaming themselves and start taking care of themselves with more love. See you in the next part. It could be the beginning of a change you've been waiting for a long time, and it's completely within your reach. And as promised, now is the time to turn all this into action. Nothing will change if you continue to feed the same mental pattern, the same harsh way of treating yourself. Therefore, I want to invite you to try a new approach, more conscious, kinder, and more powerful. The first step is, respect your hunger and satiety signals. It may seem simple, but how many times have you eaten because you were sad, anxious, or bored, or ignored your true hunger because you thought you'd already eaten too much today? Your body speaks to you constantly, but guilt silences these signals. Start noticing when you're truly hungry and when you're trying to compensate for an emotion. Food doesn't have to be your escape valve. It can once again be nourishment, energy, and guilt-free pleasure. The second step is, create small daily commitments with yourself, not weight. Instead of saying, I need to lose 10 kilos, say, I'm going to drink 2 liters of water today. I'm going to take a 10-minute walk. I'm going to eat mindfully. Because small goals, set regularly, build confidence, and confidence turns into consistency, and consistency generates real results. The third attitude is, recognize your achievements even if no one sees them. The fact that you're here, watching this video so far, already shows that you care, that you want to change. That's a victory. Don't ignore it. Every time you resist self-sabotage, every time you look in the mirror with more compassion, every time you decide to take care of yourself with respect, you're winning. And overcoming destructive thinking is already the first step to overcoming excess weight. So take a deep breath now. Seriously, do this with me. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, slowly. Feel the air entering. You're alive. Your body is with you, and it wants to help, not punish you. Maybe it's just waiting for you to stop fighting it and start caring for it as an ally. And if you've made it this far, it's because something touched you. Something inside is asking for a new chance, so don't ignore that voice. Take that step. Start today, with what you have, where you are, with the body you have now. Because this body deserves to be cared for with love, not punishment. If this video made sense to you, if it somehow helped you see weight loss with more clarity and less guilt, like this video right now. This shows YouTube that this content is important and helps it reach more people who also need to hear it. And subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about health truthfully, with warmth, without magic formulas or judgments. And if you want to be part of this journey with me, activate the bell to receive future videos and leave your comments below. I will take care of myself with love. Write this down. Declare this to yourself, because it's with this mindset that true transformation begins. See you in the next video. Until then, treat yourself with more kindness. You deserve it.